You can give them to the birds and bees. I see fun. That's what I want. That's what I want.
Those recommendations are coming to us from a subgroup that's working for the president. And I've not seen their whole recommendation yet, and I'm not a member of that subgroup. So I don't really know what all the details were of what their plans were or how they saw those figures coming forward. So I'm going to need to see some more details from them about what their thinking was. I think in a larger sense what they're looking at is, are there programs or activities that we do that are perhaps redundant or that could be absorbed somewhere else, or that maybe were very important at one time but are less important now, given that we're not going to continue to be able to do everything we've always done.
We've made an effort for this coming year to ask faculty. We've developed some new courses. We're putting more courses online, so that would be a help to students.
I'm taking an online class right now, and I find it a lot harder to stay current with it and keep it on my mind and kind of pay attention that I would normally pay to a regular class, to the online class.
If we went to a trimester system, it would be 14 weeks out of 16, so we would be cutting 2 weeks, and 15 hours would be the maximum. How do you feel about that?
I wouldn't like that because it's not going to allow me to graduate in time, because I need to take more than 15 to graduate in my planned time.
Sidney McPhee, he released a summary report of budget cuts, possible budget cuts, yesterday, and one of them is WMOT. I don't know if you're following the coverage, but
I'm in WMTS, so it's actually a big deal for me.
Okay, it's still on there as being eliminated. So how do you feel about that?
I hate it. I think it's a horrible mistake. WMOT's been around for 40 years, and being a DJ with WMTS, they've helped us out substantially. I know their head engineer helps us out when we have technical problems because they're professionals and we're just students. And every time we change officers, there's always a little bit of a rocky start with them, but it really makes me mad. It's the only jazz station in Murfreesboro. It's the only jazz station really in the region for a lot of people. And I think it's a terrible, terrible idea, but the only reason it's going away is because he doesn't think it provides any educational benefit. And maybe it doesn't, but it's really like if they get rid of that, what's to keep them from getting rid of WTS or the TV station or anything like that?
Well, obviously we're disappointed. We think we have a lot to give to the university, but by the same token, we're also understanding that a tremendous amount of money does have to be cut from the university expenditures. So it's with a lot of mixed emotion, I guess, that we received that news. We're also hopeful that something can be worked out.
The Greek life position is one of those. We've decided we're going to hold off a little bit longer, wait and see what the governor decides in terms of our share of the budget cuts, and then we'll make some decisions. That doesn't mean we won't fill it ultimately. It just means that I would like to wait until after March for us to take a look and see how our budget cuts are going to shake out.
As a freshman, I know that's what you look forward to. You look forward to the things going on campus, things you participate in, taking money from that. I'm sure there are other buildings that are getting flat screen TVs that could really go without that, and that money could be going towards our student affairs.
In the new budget proposals that were issued yesterday, it said that sidelines was going to be restructured. By that, what do you think it means?
I have absolutely no idea. That was the first I had seen or heard of it, was when I opened up the strategic report online and saw that sidelines was going to be restructured for a savings of $100,000.
Okay. Have you been contacted before, maybe trying to save money from
Nope.
sidelines?
I mean, Sidelines has been working on a 5-year plan for the past couple of years to become financially solvent, whereby we would pay for ourselves 100% through advertising revenues. But that plan isn't expected to be fully realized until about 2013. So this is a very sudden and steep cut to our budget if this takes place.
Sidelines, as an example, Stephen Chappell and I have been speaking for some time now about the need to look at increasing our ad revenues and being able for sidelines to become more self-sustaining so that it didn't have to be subsidized by the university. And are there things that we can do to move in that direction? I think there's some general conversations happening about media, student media in general.
The 3 full-time people who work in this office, our 3 salaries combined barely reach $100,000. So getting rid of us would be one option, I suppose, that they could be looking at. And then student salaries and incidental expenses probably are about $60,000-$70,000 a year. So any way you look at it, $100,000 is going to be a significant chunk of our budget, and I'm not sure exactly what they have in mind to restructure us that will save $100,000 other than saying you're not printing on paper anymore.
The next thing, would faculty need to retire? Retirement is a choice that faculty have. We have had, let me go this way, not all the TBR institutions have used the post-retirement option that we use here at MTSU. That is another program which is under consideration as to whether or not we would continue that program or not.
Now's the time, if you have an idea, you need to tell us about that. Get it in there on the website so it can be considered while the decisions are still being made.